Richard, thank you so much for meeting with me here this morning. It is good to see you, and I'm so looking forward to Jeeves Takes About opening up really soon.
Oh, yes. Well, pleasure to meet you too. And I'm very excited for opening. We've been diligently rehearsing, laughing a lot, and hopefully the audiences that will come join us will laugh as well.
Now, tell me what you think about your character. I remember early on in a questionnaire I sent, I wanted to know whether you were more of a Jeeves or more of a Birdie in your own life. Could you tell me a little bit about how you identify with these characters?
Well, although I play Jeeves, I feel like I identify more with Birdie. I feel very like scatterbrained. I'm like easily distracted by things. So that's that. But I would like to be more of a Jeeves, to have everything sort of under control and have a solution to every problem. But sadly, that's not the case.
So is there anything from this character that you've been spending so much time with in the last weeks and months that you're going to apply now to your own life? Anything that you can pull from it?
Oh man, I would love to retain his ability to keep his cool under pressure. I will endeavor to work on that.
Unflappable, I believe, is a word that we've been using.
That's a good one.
Right, with his coffee and his penchant for putting things right.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been on the Taproot stage throughout the years. Tell me about some of the productions that are memorable to you. I know our patrons will most recently remember seeing you in Black Coffee, which was fantastic. Tell me about some of your other notable ones throughout the years.
Black Coffee, definitely, for sure. It's actually one of my favorite roles I've ever been part of. I really enjoyed my time in the rehearsal room and on stage, every second of it, even though, I mean, the play was close to 3 hours, but you know, when you're in it, that time is nothing. It was just, you're just going along the story, and hopefully the audiences were going along as well. And it was just such a treat. It was unfortunate that we had to close early due to COVID, but that will be definitely a memorable role that I will always love, and it just really has a special place in my heart. The Bishop's Wife was also a fun one. That was a radio play for the holidays. It's the first time I met Calder, who was playing our Birdie. So it's lovely to work with him again in such a different role. When I came into that, because I've never done a radio play, they were like, you don't have to memorize any lines, which was kind of weird for me as an actor, because I always, you know, I feel like I'm prepared when I memorize lines. But I had no idea what to expect in that, doing a play in that style. But what a lovely treat that was. I also worked with Claire Marks, who was also in Jeeves Takes a Bow. So it's great to reunite with her as well. But that play turned out so well. I was so surprised. We had Foley sounds. We had microphones. We had little songs that we sang as like commercial interludes. That was a unique experience, because I have never done that before and have not done anything since. So what a treat that was for me, and hopefully the rest of the cast and the patrons who came to see it. I was also in Lady Windermere's Fan. That was my first production at Taproot Theater. And that was my first introduction to performing in sort of the Taproot style. Not that there's a specific style to Taproot, but as patrons of the theater know, that it's a very deep thrust. So there's certain techniques that you need to employ to make sure that all the audience members can see you. So that was my first experience in that. And that was really cool, because you just got to use your acting techniques combined with different techniques to perform in the space. And it was a treat. And it was my introduction to Taproot audiences, who are so lovely. And I mentioned that whenever I come back to Taproot, it feels like a homecoming. And it's true. It's not because of the staff, not only the staff and the other artists that are in the room, but it's also the patrons as well, because when you are in a Taproot show, it's like you have this built-in audience that already supports you before you even arrive. And that takes a lot of anxiety off of actors, knowing that audiences are already rooting for you before you even step on the stage. So it's a really good feeling. And and I was also in Arsenic and Old Lace. Boy, that was a hoot. That one was very memorable because the laughter that came from the audiences, I felt like I was in like a TV sitcom with canned laughter. It was so raucous and enjoyable. I really enjoyed that. To go to work and sort of to be paid to laugh and have people laugh with you is really a privilege that I don't take for granted.
Yeah. And you're going to be bringing so much more laughter to the stage with Jeeves Takes a Bow, which is just perfect for this moment in time. Can you tell us a little bit about the tone and the mood and what audiences are going to experience when they come to see Jeeves Takes a Bow?
Jeeves Takes a Bow is unique in that it's a British farce, but it takes place in New York City. So it's got both worlds of like this British aristocracy, but then you've got tones of New York vaudeville, New York music halls. So it lives in this happy place where those two meld together, and not only meld together, but they cause conflict, which is where the comedy ensues. So they're going to walk into that. They're going to walk into Bertie Wooster, who never seems to make the right choice, just for Jeeves to kind of take over and make everything right. So they're gonna walk into conflict, which hopefully comedy ensues because of it. And just wonderful performances by everyone. In the rehearsal room, again, as I mentioned, you show up to work and you just laugh every day. And hopefully that translates to our performance and the audiences will laugh as well. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure, absolutely. What a great experience it sounds like, to be in that setting, in the rehearsal room and on stage, and to be able to communicate with the audience in such a lovely interactive, it's not an interactive play, but you get that energy. And
yeah,
I'm so excited to see this when it opens and bring it to everybody here in Seattle.
Me too.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you'd love to share with our patrons? Anything about this play, anything about your other work that you do, or any see you at the theaters?
Other than just, I'm just happy that you come to see the play, because we as artists love to share these stories with you, and it really is why we're there. And hopefully you can, just be in this world for the couple hours that you're with us and just forget about everything else and just be entertained and live these lives with us while we're performing on stage.
Oh, Richard, thank you so much for talking with me today. And I can't wait to open Jeeves Takes a Bow on May 19th.
I'm looking forward to it as well.